Thursday, July 29th. We usually don't see doctors, nurses wearing black to protest about something, but that happened today.
Yes.
Why?
This is a big deal for them because now someone has come up with a bill that will criminalize, malpractice, alleged malpractice by doctors.
That means that doctors can go to jail?
Yes, of course. To go to jail, and hospital can be subject to hefty fines.
Are we following the American model, or is it because we have come to a point where patients' rights are becoming more and more important?
Of course, the people in Thailand, this is a basic, typical mood swing of Thai society.
Yes.
We used to have very relaxed, lenient laws when it comes to malpractice by doctors. But now, the rural doctors joining hands with people from NGOs and consumer protection groups to propose the bill, which is very extreme.
Yeah. So these are, in fact, the ideas of some doctors. It's not that these are anti-doctor groups. The rural doctors are quite, young, idealistic doctors, aren't they?
Yes. There's activist doctors, so to speak. So it's not that we as a society has been swung toward this extreme against malpractice, but apparently this idealistic group of people have come to decide that it's time for Thailand to deal with this issue.
What is the point that the protesting doctors are picking up on?
Obviously, they'll be subjected to a lot of criminal lawsuits, from anything from ignorance to major malpractice. But as far as consumers are concerned, we have discussed this a lot in the news meeting, and there were pros and cons to be considered. On one hand, you don't want to be on one hand, you want to be reassured that when you go to see a doctor, they will not just measure your pulse and then give you like 10 types of medicine. We don't want that to happen, but it is what's happening because in Thailand we don't have enough doctors. Okay, on the other hand, you don't want to be in a situation where we and our loved one after having an accident and go to hospital and come to see a situation where nobody wants to treat you because doctors are afraid of this law.
Well, that's the typical issue of relationship between doctors and patients everywhere in the world.
Everywhere in the world.
You want to maintain a good relation, a healthy professional relation. But in Thailand in particular, the relationship between doctors and patients have always been quite cordial. In fact, it's, a one-sided relationship all along. Patients, respect doctors, and they think doctors are God sometimes. But now we seem to think that no, doctors could be murderers. So this is why the bill has come up.
Yes, and another thing to consider is the number of doctors in Thailand. We don't have so many doctors to begin with, and this law, we might be facing a situation where the bright students decide against choosing medicine as a profession because of this law.
Well, because number one, being doctor is very time-consuming and hard work, and a lot of parents now don't want the children to study medicine. Secondly, because of the trend that doctors get sued more often these days.
Yes.
And they don't want to go to court with their patients.
Another good thing for this bill is that it will be easier for you to sue private hospitals.
But I understand that this bill will propose a fund that would help to pay for damages that patients
can receive right away.
That's right.
While they're taking the case to the court.
Yes.
So that's a good thing that we are talking about here. If you want to sue a private hospital, now you have to do everything by yourself. You have to do the research. You have to go to seek the information from the authorities, and in the same time, nobody is helping you financially. But now you can get immediate assistance from this so-called fund if you want to take action against private hospitals.
So this, in fact, is a very healthy debate on how we keep the relationship between doctors and patients healthy and professional. But obviously, this is a transition period, and inevitably, we will hear both strong, very strong pros and cons from the two sides. But I'm sure somehow a compromise will be hit, and in the end, both sides will benefit from this bill.
What happened today, it seems that the compromise is very difficult to achieve. The medical council is against this, and the doctors who come to protest obviously are against this. But the consumer groups and NGO and the rural doctors are really advocating this bill, and they don't want to step back. each side don't want to step back. So let's see.
Well, I can understand both sides that they will have to take very strong positions in the beginning, but I think both sides know that they cannot not give up something in order to gain something.